Hi everyone, it's the MoonMageMedium. Yeah, if you're wondering, yes, I did tweak my name a little bit. I did add medium at the end. I do consider myself a moon mage, but definitely identify with being a medium as well. So I'm just experimenting and I resonate with both. Let's see how it goes. I'm just listening to spirit, and when they tell me to change something or they tell me to experiment, that's what I do. So today's reading is about the current energies, which involves the new moon phase. So as we know, the new moon is a time of fresh beginnings. It's basically a blank canvas where we can set our own intentions and plant seeds to manifest our deepest desires. So it's a moment to reflect, it is a moment to release, and also a moment to embrace the limitless possibilities that lie ahead for all of us. So in this reading, we're just going to dive into this new moon energy and just explore the messages and try to gain some insight from what these cards and the oracle cards will have in store for us. Okay, so if this reading does resonate, please remember to like, subscribe, or comment down below, and let's get into the reading. This is the Dali Tarot if you guys are unfamiliar. The first question we're going to ask is, what areas of our lives would we benefit to focus and pay more attention to? So, what areas of our lives would we benefit from focusing more or paying more attention to? Okay. We have the King of Wands, Rey de Bastos. We have the Two of Pentacles. And we have the Justice card. Okay, so with this King of Wands here, I think it's representing your energy right now, and I think that you are coming across as this leader. Maybe you are feeling some sense of renewal, which is, obviously the energy of the new moon. So you're feeling very passionate about your future and your ambitions, whatever you have in mind. And I think that you are truly starting to believe in your personal power, and you're starting to stand in it more and more each day. And people around you are noticing. You're probably trying to figure out if you or how to align with your passions in a way that allows you to maybe make money off of any creative endeavors that you decide to go on. If you're an artist, then how to make money off of that, or just like whatever you're passionate about, really trying to make a life and a living off of that. So I think that is what your focus either is on or has been on, or where you should focus more attention to. Sorry for the background noise. So yeah, with this King of Wands energies, this is a great energy to be in. As long as you don't burn out, you have to like balance it out, right? But this is how you are gonna get to where you want to go. This is like somebody who's very ambitious, somebody who is honestly focused on themselves and like bettering themselves and moving forward in a positive way. It's kind of like somebody who has tunnel vision. So as you're moving forward, I think that you're realizing how imbalanced your life has been, and so you've been working really hard towards trying to create some kind of equilibrium, some kind of calmness to your life. I think that you're trying to figure out ways to move forward the way that you want to, but also not burn out. So like, yeah, you're putting all this energy and focus on your goal and your ambitions, but you're also doing it in a way that's like moderate. Like, I think that you have tried to, in the past, maybe you've pushed real hard towards your goals, or you know, maybe put just so much energy at first and it caused a burnout, and it didn't actually get you where you wanted to go. And so then you realize, once you took a step back and reflected on your experience, you realize that you have to create some kind of balance, you know, between your work life and your personal life and your personal health. I think that you're really understanding how the universe works, okay, with like where you focus your attention to, that's what's gonna create more similar things, like more things that are mirrored to that, or you know, your thoughts about yourself and your self-worth. You've been working on loving yourself more and focusing more on your responsibilities and like what it is that is going to get you where you want to go. And you've been noticing how you doing that internal work been paying off, has been shifting things in your life, and the more negative things has been falling away, and so you are inspired and motivated to keep on doing your work. Basically, you know, you're learning how to own this power. Maybe you've had it all along, and the people around you've noticed have noticed it, maybe before you even did, you know, or before you even really believed in yourself. But now you're stepping into this energy that, again, you've always had, you know, but you're owning it now because you're more mature, you're more balanced, you're healing parts of yourself that you've either never addressed before, or were just like running away from and putting off. And now you're like, you've had a reality check, you had a dark night of the soul moment where you really had to face your shadow, and because you've been doing the work, it's now paying off. Like, the karma that you've been putting out there is paying off, and it's telling you, yeah, we've noticed your growth, you know, we've noticed how much you have healed yourself and healed from these past wounds and traumas, and it's working, you know. And try to keep doing what you're doing, as long as it's positive, like this healing work. Keep doing that, because that's really what's going to bring you closer to your end goal much faster. Okay, that you don't have time to sit and, you know, mope around and feel sorry for yourself if something didn't turn out the way that you wanted it to turn out. You know, if you had a setback of some sort, there's no reason why you should just see yourself as a failure and that nothing good is meant for you because that thing, you know, didn't turn out the way that you wanted it to. You know, see your life for what it is, and really, if something is meant for you, you will align with it. Okay, so it could be a job, it could be, you know, a career, it could be a person, anything that you have your mind on. If it's meant for you, it'll happen. So I think that you are really self-focused right now because you're probably a little bit more excited about your life too, because you're, again, the work that you've been doing is paying off. Like, it's showing signs You're noticing synchronicities, you're noticing how things are aligning and shifting, and your life is more calm than it probably ever. My storage got full, sorry about that, but I will say that I believe the last thing I was saying was that maybe your life is becoming more calm now that things have been really falling away and you're noticing these new changes, and it's motivating you to continue your work. So let's see, let's clarify these cards. Am I holding it right? I'm not. Let's clarify. We have the Knight of Wands, we have the King of Swords, and the Queen of Wands. At the bottom of the deck we have the Six of Pentacles. So we have a Queen and King here of Wands, so that can be a counterpart, but it also can go in line with this balanced energy that you may be feeling right now. But again, so I think that, you know, the Knight clarifying this King of Wands, you know, that's the energy that you need to be in or continue to be in, you know, with moderation. Like, you know, don't burn yourself out. But this Knight of Wands, they're the go-getters, okay? They're the ones who are very courageous when it comes to, you know, pursuing their passions. They're very fearless. It's very crucial during this time to be enthusiastic as you can about your life and about what you're trying to create. The more excitement that you feel, and the more like you feel like it's already here and you're very motivated to keep moving forward, the quicker that it's gonna come. Okay, you're gonna build on that momentum, and that is where you're headed, you know, towards your goals, and it's just gonna help you align with it quicker, and that's great. Sorry you guys, again, it was the storage issue. I'm pretty sure that I fixed it, so let's just see how this goes. But yeah, so this is great energy to be in as far as pursuing your goals, because you're, again, very balanced. Like, you're somebody who is confident in yourself, in what you're capable of, you know, as far as your gifts and your creative mind. You're somebody who is very charismatic right now, you know, somebody who is just inspiring to be around. You know, you're doing a lot of standing in your power. You're standing in your power a lot during this time, and you're just embracing it. You know, you're expressing yourself. You're very passionate. You're very assertive. You know, you are not taking no for an answer. You know, if something's not working out, you're figuring out how to make it happen some other way, and you're just very confident and trusting during this time. I think that you've been through a lot, and the fact that you've gone this far really says a lot about what you're capable of overcoming, and also just your inner strength is really revealing itself at this time. And you're coming into this period where you're reaping your rewards, and if you haven't yet, you're about to. And it's really only a matter of time. You know, everybody else sees it around you. You know it, and you've probably known it for a long time, and expect it. You're expecting it. I think that's why everything's shifting so much and at such a rapid pace, is because you are expecting so many blessings in your life, because you've been doing your work, you know, and at first, or maybe day to day, it doesn't really feel like much is happening and much is shifting, but I'm telling you, like, you doing that internal work on yourself is paying off. And it may seem subtle at first, but when you think back, like, hey, where was I a week ago? You know, what was I doing, you know, earlier this week? And you can just think about what you've learned within the, you know, just these past couple of days, like this short amount of time, and you should be very proud of yourself. You know, I think you're more confident in your ideas, and you're just like definitely trying to pursue them, trying to make them happen. You're very much standing in your authenticity, and it's working out in your favor. You know, you are not being so harsh on yourself during this time. You know, if you had a lot of like bodily insecurities, you're just accepting, you know, who you are at this moment, and you're okay with that. You're like embracing your unique qualities, but you're like accepting where you are, but you know that you can do better. And so you're working towards that every day. You're just like at least proud of how far you've come. And so you're feeling very empowered right now. That's some great energy to be in. Let's see, this is the Taino Oracle. I don't know if I said this, but this is the Dali Tarot if you're unfamiliar. So the Taino Oracle, let's pull a card and see what other energies are coming in. It says patience and cunning. So now I think you're just understanding that what you're asking for is going to take time. You're accepting that. You know, you're understanding that. And you're being patient. It says levity and relaxation. You're, again, balancing out, allowing yourself to relax and take things maybe slower than you initially did or would have initially liked to do, and you know, then that backfired on you, so now you're just, you know, taking it slower. And we have accountability. You're also being more accountable during this time, which is great, because you know, the first step is admitting that something is wrong, you know, especially what you are, you know, your past old-fashioned behavior patterns, you know, your negative ways of thinking, or your lack of belief in yourself and your ideas, you know, all those things. Just admitting to yourself that, you know, maybe you have been thinking about or viewing these things in the wrong way, and then making the effort to change your thoughts on a situation, that has really transformed your life. You know, you being accountable for your past actions and changing them, you know, becoming a better person that way, that has really transformed your life. You know, it has really made a difference, because you're beginning to end these cycles that you know, that could have been a pattern of yours that was lifelong, you know, not believing yourself and always thinking the worst. And now that you're acknowledging, you know, what areas that you need to change or needed to change or continue to change, it's really making a difference. So we're gonna pull for the next card, the next question. didn't mention it, but oh, I did mention that this was at the bottom of the deck, but I didn't really talk about it. So the Six of Pentacles, you know, you're just really, maybe you're being a little bit more generous during this time, you know, with your money or your time or your energy, and that is also paying off. You know, you're asking the universe that whatever you put out there, you want to receive 10 times, or, you know, 50 times or 100 times. And so you're being very intentional about who you're investing in, what you are giving, what kind of energies you're exchanging during this time, and that is also paying off. I think that you're, you know, with those queen energies and the kings, those are matured energies. Those are energies for people who have learned from their past experiences and are no longer repeating those cycles that were holding them back. You know, so I think that you've matured a lot, you've grown a lot, and you should be very proud of yourself, because you know, some people, it takes lifetimes for some people to really change for the better, and you know, it can be very difficult for some people more than others. And just the fact that you are even acknowledging that you do need work, because we all need to work on ourselves, and you know, then making the effort to do that, that is something to be proud of, you know, something to really acknowledge, you know, celebrate the little things. It's something to celebrate. So yeah, that's what I have to say about the Six of Pentacles. The next question we have, let me get to it, we have is, okay, so what challenges or obstacles may arise during this new moon phase, and how best to navigate them? So what obstacles or challenges may arise? We have the Three of Swords. Okay, so you may be dealing with past heartbreaks, you know, these old energies that maybe you've been putting off for a while. I think they're probably coming up again. Anything that has been very heavy that you took a while to really reflect on, it's all coming up for healing. It's time to heal those things, those emotions, you know. We have the, what is this? The 1, 2, 3, 7 of Wands. 7 of Wands is, I'm trying to remember in, wait, Smith, give me a second. I'm going to try to figure out in my head what it looked like. But the 7 of Wands, and we have the 6 of Swords. Okay, I remember now. He's the one where he is defending himself, right? Against, so he's like holding a rod, defending himself, and all the other rods are like aiming at him. So standing up for what you believe in during this time. Let's see. So yeah, any kind of emotional pain or heartbreak, or you know, something that's been difficult to transition out of, that is going to be in the focal point, or that may be, you know, and it's probably going to bring up some sadness, or you know, some kind of unresolved emotion during this time. But that's to help you, you know, acknowledge that you still feel pain when it comes to this situation, you know, and just try to process those feelings, you know, process those feelings and take time to heal from them, okay? Stand up for, if this situation if anything, it has taught you that you know that what you deserve, and this situation was less than that, you know. Like if it was somebody who broke your heart, or it could be anybody, it doesn't have to be a partner per se, but you know, it could be family, it could be whatever. And you know, just try to face this situation with like a calm energy, you know. Like if you need to move on from it, allow yourself to move on from it. But it really comes down to knowing what you're worth, and if this situation or this person cannot fulfill that for you, you know, cannot reflect what it is that you deserve, then you need to do what's best for you and keep those boundaries up and keep on defending yourself, and you know, standing firm, standing your ground and doing it with confidence. You know, try to drop all this kind of inner strength that you have, and you know, with the kings and the queens and all those energies and all those wand energies, you gotta be very strong during this time, okay? I don't think any of us are really going through things that are easy. You know, we're not like coasting through life. You know, we all have lessons to learn, and this may be a time where something very heavy, you know, that weighed heavy on your heart is coming up for reflection, or you know, somebody may be coming back into your life who's hurt you, and you have to view the situation with new eyes of like, okay, was this time away from this person healing in the way that I needed it to be? You know, is my life better off with or without this person? Like after spending some time, or this thing, after spending some time, you know, away from this situation. And regardless of what you end up choosing, you know, of what you truly in your heart feel is best for you, like if this situation, as painful it is to walk away, if that's what's best for you in your heart, then you can do so peacefully. I think if anything, this situation is coming up for closure, okay? For closure of this cycle, this behavior cycle, this way of thinking, this person, this you know, job situation. It could be a job situation too, where you are heartbroken that you have been working for somebody else this whole time, and you have basically been breaking your own heart for not choosing your own passion and not choosing to do things the way that you want to do it. And you may decide that this is a time to move on and quit, you know, and you may put on your 2 weeks notice during this time, and that's okay. It really is, because you are choosing yourself. You're trying to walk away from this pain. You're acknowledging it, it's coming up, and you're facing it and acknowledging it, but you're trying to move forward in the best way you can, and you're not letting this energy bring you down. Okay, you are defending yourself, you're standing in your power, and you're moving forward with or without this person, this situation, whatever, you know. And that's great. That's great energy to be in. So it's gonna be, came up for challenges, so it's gonna be a bit difficult, you know, for a lot of us but you are being supported by your spirit guides, you know, by people that love you. You know, talk to people who support you, you know, people who are neutral, who are not going to judge you, or, you know, or and can offer some great insight, you know, so you don't feel alone. We're going to clarify these. So we have the Page of Cups. We have the Ace of Cups. Love to see it. So these are the first cup energies that are appearing. And of course, the Seven of Cups. This is a period, I believe, that you may not know exactly like the details of how to move forward. You may not know where you're going necessarily. Like, you may have an ultimate goal, you know, and it may be like to have the best career you can have, to be financially stable, to have the best loving relationship. Like, you can have that as your ultimate goal, but as far as the details, they may not be so clear at this moment. Like, you may not necessarily know how you're gonna, or what decision to make. I think this is gonna be a time where you may have to make a decision, or you're gonna be presented with choices, okay? And so they could definitely be matters of love. You know, I think this is going to be a very emotional time for you, you know, a time where you're going to feel very vulnerable, you know, because you're going to be facing all of this pain. It's going to be very healing if you allow it to be, but definitely things that are unresolved, any kind of wounds that you have, are surfacing at this time, okay? So it's a time to take care of yourself, to really pour love and energy into your own cup, because this could be somebody who's coming in that broke your heart, you know, and they're trying to come back in with this cup of love, but they're a page, and you were coming up with kings and queens and even knight energy, but this is somebody who's emotionally immature, you know, somebody who is not nearly on your level, or on the same level as a queen, as a king. And so you have to really consider if this is the path that you want to go on, you know, if this is the cup of love that you need from this person, which seems like it just doesn't seem like enough, or if your own cup is enough for you, you know. And so I think that is going to be very cloudy energy right now. You know, this is about having many options, you know. So maybe since this person came out of your life, or since they broke your heart, you've been having a whole bunch of options presented to you. And this could be a person, this could be again a job. Maybe the fact that when you realize that this job was not for you, you have been understanding your worth, and you've been looking at other jobs and applying to other jobs, and now you're faced with multiple interviews, you know, because this job is not enough for you. It's not on the level that you need. And so moving forward, you're moving forward with more options, and you know, you're more motivated, you're more open-minded to new things, and honestly, it's really great. So let's pull some more from the Taino Oracle. I haven't used this deck in a while, and I really love it. So let's just see what comes up. Okay, levity and relaxation again. So, you know, maybe this is causing some kind of anxiety or some kind of stress, or definitely this situation, because it feels like it was very painful and it's not really something that you are having an easy time getting over, you know. It seems like it's taking you a while, and so just like relax into the day and the energies, and try not to make immediate decisions. You know, you can definitely play it out if you need to, but try not to stress so much about it. We have remember and acknowledge. So remember that, remember how far you've come, everything that you've learned, you know, as far as what it is that you deserve and what you will no longer tolerate. You know, remember that you placed boundaries for a reason, and really try to acknowledge that you did that, because it's necessary. Sometimes when things try to, you know, keep you in the vicinity, and keep you from moving on, sometimes, you know, it feels tempting, like that attachment to it feels tempting, and you forget all the reasons why it's not good enough for you, or it's not you know, best for your personal growth. And so just remember that you placed these boundaries for a reason. You have grown so much, and acknowledge, be true to yourself about the situation, okay? And because the worst thing you can do is try to convince yourself that something's gonna work out, or something, you can do something a little bit longer, and sometimes that is just gonna lead you in the wrong path, you know. And then you're gonna, later on, you're gonna be like, why didn't I just end it when I needed to, when I was first receiving signs that I should. So for this kind of situation, just like try to cleanse your mind, cleanse the space that you're in, like smudge it, you know, try to reset the energies around you, and really try to, you know, pray. You know, you don't have to pray to any kind of deity or whatever, but just like your guides, or even your higher self, just like try to sit with yourself, meditate and pray that you'll receive the answers that you're looking for. You know, try to see this situation in a new light, where you can heal from it, you know, continue to heal the pain that you feel, and you know, just pray that you will receive the answer of whether you should really move on, you know, without this person or not, or without this situation or not. And we have jealousy and fear. So this person, this situation may try to keep you a little bit longer, because they may be jealous that you are moving on to better things without them. They may be fearful about that. They may not believe that their life will get better without you, and so they will try to, you know, stay attached. This could be, again, any situation. It doesn't have to be relationships. That may just, or it could be you having those feelings, you know, fearing that you're not going to find a better situation. And so you may stay at this level, you may stay. And you know what? That is something, again, to pray about and try to cleanse. I'm actually not going to pull from this deck anymore. I'm going to just go to the next question. And this is the last question we are going to ask for this new moon energy. So let's see. The last question we're going to ask is, what opportunities or blessings are available during the new moon period? So what opportunities or blessings are available during this time, and how can we make the most of them? Okay, so how can we make the most of this energy? We have the Page of Wands, we have the Queen of Cups, and we have the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of Cups. So I think that this energy is basically summing up what cards came up before in the last two questions, because right now I think that because your heart broke, you know, the situation was very disappointing and it broke, it actually was a catalyst, or it motivated you to really focus on yourself and to really just, you know, pour a lot of energy into your goals that were outside of this situation. And it's motivated you, and because you've been creating that balance within yourself, it's been paying off, and you've been growing so much from it. And so I think that, you know, with this 5 of Cups here, definitely, you know, the past is going to come up in some way. And you know, it doesn't matter how old or new the situation is that was very disappointing, very heartbreaking. It's coming up for reflection. It's coming up to be healed. But it's coming up at a time where you're really much different than you used to be. You know, you're in a queen energy. You know, this is the Queen of Cups. This is somebody who is very intuitive, very deeply emotional. You know, somebody who has been practicing self-care and been growing spiritually, you know, on all levels. This is also somebody who's very compassionate. So, you know, if somebody does come back, or you know, if a situation at your job or with somebody returns, but in a way that you don't resonate with anymore, you're not going to be blinded by that. Okay, you're going to be reflecting a lot. You know, this is not somebody who's emotionally imbalanced. It's somebody who understands that the work that they've been putting into themselves has been benefiting them, has been paying off, has been making them stronger every day. And so when this energy comes back, you're at an entirely different place than when you were when this fell apart. Okay. What this means, I think, especially that it in your future, it's just a time for more growth and transformation, basically. It's just more opportunity to learn from your past experiences, you know, and to find healing, you know, in these challenging situations. Maybe when this disappointment happened, you didn't give yourself the opportunity to really grieve over it, or you were just you know, just focused more attention on yourself and your goals, and now it's coming back to be acknowledged or to be dealt with. Let's pull to clarify. I think that you're much wiser than you used to be, you know. I think that this is the Knight of Wands again. So a lot of passionate energy came up in this reading. Like, I think that you are just moving forward. You're not really wallowing anymore. At least your life probably is not allowing you to. This is strength. Fuerza. You know, you have grown so much. Again, be proud of yourself for how far that you've come, because, you know, even with this heartbreak, you are wiser because of it. You're stronger because of it. And you know what? Ultimately, whether it's with this person or not, or the situation or not, is teaching you what you deserve. You know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 of Cups. You know, I have to count them because they don't have the numbers. But the 10 of Cups, this is emotional fulfillment. This is, you know, a very loving connection. It's what you know that you are aiming towards. And if this situation, this past situation that originally broke your heart, is not on that level, you are not going to accept it. You're strong enough to walk away from it, you know, in a peaceful way, because you're not imbalanced anymore. You're not emotionally imbalanced anymore. You're more accepting, more compassionate towards yourself and towards the situation, towards another person. You have learned so much, and it's paying off. You know, justice came out in the beginning. You should be very proud of yourself. What is this one? Yeah, this is the 8 of Pentacles, is the bottom of the deck. And so you're just focused more, you know, you're putting in the work, and it's paying off. Okay, it is definitely worth acknowledging. You know, we have loyalty and friendship. So you may have a doggy companion, a new one, old one, multiple. This says interconnected. They may be your soulmate or familiar. You may be learning a lot from animals during this time. We have movement and trust. Yeah, so with the Wands energy, definitely a lot of movement. You're not stagnant anymore. You're definitely making a lot of changes. And peace and stillness. So I think that's like your heart. Your heart is at peace. Maybe you're also like finding the balance between moving forward and being still. So using your intuition to be at peace with yourself, be at peace with, you know, your experiences, and moving forward in a way that's not so, I mean, yeah, it's with passion, but it's not so drastic in a way where it's going to burn you out. You're just, this time you're just trusting that the energy that you're putting out into the universe is going to come back in trifold and, you know, 10 times, 100 times. And so you're more calm, you know, you're more, how do you say, like, you're more aligned than you probably ever have been. And so we're gonna pull some Angels of Endless cards just to see if there's any angels, angelic energies that are with you during this time. We have Archangel Gabriel with inspiration. I think this is a very creative time in your life. Metatron with miracles. Yeah. Maybe you thought it was a miracle that you're even at this level of healing. You know, I mean, you know, it could be related to a child too, but, you know, just in general, like, maybe you didn't think that you would ever get out of that pain or that old situation, and you did, and it's really changed your life, and you're looking forward to new beginnings. Yeah, you're very inspired to keep growing, to keep working on yourself, to keep bettering yourself. You are believing that anything can happen, like as far as miracles go, anything is capable of happening, especially, you know, as long as you're aligned to it. So you're looking forward to creating new beginnings and new experiences that are in line with what you deserve. You know, you're very inspired to change your life, to not live a sad life anymore. Okay, so the last deck we're going to pull from is the High Desert Oracle, just to close out this reading. And we have Unknowable. So it says, Rabbit Brush is a great place for a small animal to hide. There is safety in the unknowable space. If you don't need answers, let some kind of mysteries of the universe remain hidden where aren't meant to know it all. So, you know, some things we're just not meant to know right now. And so we're just gonna do what we can with what we can change and can control, and allow the universe to work its magic and do the rest of it. We have creativity. So it says, your creative energy requires intention. Choose an outlet for this pent-up energy and allow it to flow through you. Dance, art, music, craft, whatever feels right to you. Everyone is creative. Let your inner child out to play. So I like that it came, you know, the inner child came out with miracles. So maybe tapping into your inner child is a miracle. Will you know, allow you to be more creative, and it's going to really transform your life, you know, really create miraculous experiences. And we have unmovable. There's an unmovable obstacle in your way. Staying on this path will get you nowhere. Time to think of a different way to destination, or drop the idea entirely. This will free you up for something better to happen. So, you know, some things you can't change, and I think that this unmovable energy is probably what broke your heart, because, or, you know, was disappointing. And if it truly is unmovable, if it's unwilling to change, and especially at the rate that you need it to, you know, if it's unwilling to match your energy, then you really have to do what you need to do for yourself. And if that means moving on from it, then that's what it means. You know, if it truly is unmovable. Try to get creative about finding ways around it, you know, ways to overcome it. And you know, I just realized, and that it's unfortunate that it was at the last bit of the reading, but you know, this unmovable energy, I'm not sure if I said, but it really doesn't have to be like something physical. It can also be your mindset, you know. So this unmovable thing could have been something that was like an old past behavioral pattern that's not working, you know. It's just keeping you in this stagnant energy, in this cyclical loop of stagnation, and you know, moving away from that unmovable way of things like that, shifting your mindset from something that's definitely going to lead you to a dead end and like stagnation, so stepping away from that, and you know, having faith in the unknown and trusting and allowing yourself to be more creative. That's gonna bring more opportunities to you, or it has been. I think that you've been noticing that it has been, and it's gonna continue to do so. Okay, so keep moving forward, keep healing yourself, keep trusting in the unknown, and you know, whatever this is, if it's not serving you in any way, if it's keeping you stagnant, then shift your mind away from that. You know, shift your life, your path away from this thing, and you're gonna notice. And I think you really already have been noticing the changes, and it's getting you excited. It's there's a lot of forward movement happening, so just go with it and trust that whatever is meant for you will you know, will come or will stay. So with all that being said, I hope this reading resonated on some level. If it did, please remember to like, subscribe, comment down below, let me know, and I look forward to reading for you all again in the future. So until then.